I hope this I hope the sound is fine. 'Cause I don't want to re-record this thing. Okay, so let's open up this. Hi guys, how are you doing? Ooh, we had a beautiful week. Just seems like the more we trade, the more better this thing become. Guess why? Because we're focusing on just one thing. You understand? Same time, same thing that we're looking for, same checklist, So, but yesterday was a little bit complicated. Not, I don't like to use those kind of words. Which word will I use that will be better? Okay, let's say yesterday was maybe the market was already tired, you know, or what? I don't know. But first of all, let me explain what happened yesterday. So yesterday, right? If we look at price, we can see where price has been reacting from, right? The weekly opened up, we manipulated to the downside and tapped this discount price, right? Discount price, cheap price, whatever. And we're tapped inside of this other block. And during my last week analysis that I did with my student, which you guys already know what I always look for, right? We could see what was on the weekly. See, I just said I'm going to talk about yesterday, which was Friday, but now I keep going back and back. I keep going further back. So we can see that we have this other block, right? So since this other block doesn't have a fair value gap, right? We wouldn't expect price to just push up. I explained this thing last week. To just, straight line, just keep going up. Not straight line, but, let me look for a move that have, okay, this one have a fair value gap. This one is even stronger, right? Because the fair value gap didn't tap. So you see these ones also. Okay, yeah. See this one. As soon as price tapped this fair value gap, it pushed up, came back the second time. Like when the buy is ready, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. When it's ready, at here, this part, it wasn't ready. If you go on the lower time frame, you won't see confirmation. But when it was ready, it's either the buy or the sell. If the sell is coming, it's going to come quick, right? Or maybe it might slow. But focusing on the buy is going to push quick. But look here. If you go on lower time frame, of course, it's something that happened recently. You can see how price was pushing. I hope that explanation was enough. Anyways, let me explain again. So here we swept this low. Yeah, we swept this. I want to put some settings here. Okay, here we swept this low, right? And what did price do? We swept the low. This candle was the confirmation that price is ready to go up. All right. Okay, let me teach you something again. I've talked about these things before, but the thing there is that there's some traders that always ask me the same question every time, the same question. See, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. You already know the answer to that question that you're asking me every time. I'm not talking about what I'm trying to explain to you now. I'm just saying in general. You're asking me one question, the same one question every time. Of course, I'm going to answer you the question, right? But you asking that same question every time is you doubting what you know. You're doubting what you know. Believe it that is what it is. You understand? That is what it is. You move on to the next one. If you keep doubting yourself, what if when I'm not there to answer your question? That means you're not sure of the thing. You understand? I don't have any special power, right? I just believe that, okay, this is what it is. Whenever I say it, this is what I'm going to do. You should start believing that. I hope that's explanation is actually nice, man. I just woke up from sleep and I feel like doing this. Okay, so back to what I was gonna explain here. So when a candle, right, you can see a candle come to this low, even if it closed below it, right, which is not what you want to see, but let's assume that it closed below it, and of course it will have its wick. Let's assume it closed below it, which is not gonna be the clean one. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, below it, then the next candle go up and even close above it, which is the bullish candle, right? This is a confirmation that they're done with this level. Okay, then if you see something like this whereby it's just a wick, this is even more confirmation, a better confirmation. Or the wick is even longer. Let's say the wick is even longer like this. Even having this alone, price couldn't close below it. I'm talking about the higher time frame now. It's, let's say this wasn't there. You see this. You shouldn't be thinking of selling. Even if you want to sell, you just have to be careful, right? Make sure there's enough confirmation and that your sell shouldn't pass this line. It shouldn't pass this line. Even if price keep dropping, it's fine. Wait for closure below this line again. Wait for closure below this line, which is going to be a bearish candle since we're dropping down, right? You wait for it below this line, then you can start selling. Then when you go on the lower time frame, remember what I explained to you yesterday? Sorry, last, I think it was last week, right? About the support and resistance level, which are also the key levels, liquidity and all that. All right. You see this trading thing, right? It's the same thing, just that we just have to keep explaining, teaching you based on what is happening in price, because it will repeat itself again. All right. If you look here, you see what happened here has happened before. All right. It has happened before. Where did it happen? Okay. Though here we haven't had like a sweep apart from this, right? This swept this and closed back above. Okay. Then we had it here. This is what happened here. We had it here. Price swept this and closed above. This is a very important liquidity. Or maybe you were looking at this one. We came down, closed above, right? But this is the main one that you should be looking at. Okay, let's look at this one. What happened here? We had that wick, right? We had the wick. Then what happened? Price decided to drop down again. Okay, you can sell it, drop down, closing below it, wick above, closing below it again, below this level. All these candles close below it. What are you going to do? You'll be looking for sell. You need to understand that this, even though we say this is a liquidity, right? It can also act as a support and resistance. You can say, okay, I don't want to call it support and resistance. Bro, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but just have it in your mind that this is the level, right? Not because you're calling it support and resistance means now you're a support and resistance trader. Yes, even though you're a support and resistance trader, because this is the problem that some traders have. Like, I don't want to call this. I don't want to trade this. I don't want to, because bro, you just want to come here and make your money. It doesn't matter what anybody call it, right? There's no traders, not because we are ICT traders or because we're support and resistance traders or because we're trend line traders means we're not making money. Bro, once you follow the rules, right? Once you follow your system, follow the rules, that is it. I can decide to call this a building top and a building down. or that 10 a.m. that I'm trading, I can decide to call it a golden zone time. A golden time. I see many names online, right? I see someone that is trading from 9 a.m. to, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's when he wants to look for his sweep. He call it golden time. It's golden time. What does golden have to do with the time? You see, every time in the markets, right? You can trade every time. It depends on what are you seeing, what did you study like. You get what I mean, right? So there's nothing that is special. Even Asian section, people trade Asian section and make a lot of money from it. There was when I was trading as Asian section, but then I found out that these brokers, like the spread, right? The spread is not good for Asian section. Let's say maybe Asian section will give me maybe 10 pips or 20 pips. Then the spread is like 5 pips or 10 pips already gone. What if I don't get that 20 pips? I want to cut at break even. That means break even is a loss for me. You get it, right? So when it comes to London section, I don't even know what. Okay, London section there is just full of manipulation. I don't know. Anyways, you get my points, right? Let's get back to what we're talking about. So here, right, when we get our closure inside of it, it's already a rejection for you. What else do you need to see inside of it? Remember last week what I told you. When you go inside of it, you apply a time frame alignment, then you see the time frame alignments that you align. It's already giving you that structure. That is it. Or maybe you don't trust this one, you wait for this candle to close back inside, and that is it. So that is how I came about this level that I marked out since last week. And what happened this week that we got into? Price open up here. We open price open up here. Right? This line is my opening price. We open, went down. I've already talked about this opening price before. Right? Opening price, you want to be a buyer below it. You want to buy below it. Okay? So price manipulated to the downside and boom, which was a perfect move. Right? It gets no cleaner than this. It doesn't matter what was going on during the week, but it gets no cleaner than this. Because every candle will at some point open, give you this wick. So you want to understand what is happening, that this candle is likely going to push up higher because of the way this candle closed, because of what's happening down here. So this one is likely going to push up higher. It doesn't matter if you catch the trade or not, as long as you know, okay, this is what is likely going to happen. Look at this candle. When you're seeing something like this, what do you think is likely going to happen? Though we're still bullish here, so we might not get this perfectly like that, right? But look at this. This candle tapped into this and drop lower. So when you start seeing this, that means they're likely going to come here. So what is happening here again? The same thing. Price is likely going to get to this high. Okay, so this is where our focus is. Even if next week open up next week and we drop lower again, it's fine. Price can always come back to other block as many times as it wants, then go up. Okay, let's get back to the time frame that we want to talk about. Okay, so when it comes to the weekly review, based on what I just showed you right now, okay, this one is on 4 hour. Why does my stop look so small? Okay, so yesterday, two levels were being, price was reacting off two levels. And sometimes in market, right, when price is reacting from two key levels, okay, let's say we have two key levels here. Remember, this can be order block, can be anything. This can be order block, can be anything, right? When price is reacting to two key levels, giving you those two confirmations. What am I drawing? Reacting from these two key levels, right? We have an inversion on 15 minutes, have inversion on 15 minutes. When you see something like this, right? Just know that price might play around, especially if it's on Friday or some days like that. Price will play around. This thing just happened. It happened last week, and I was in a drawdown for the whole day because I didn't take my entry at the right level. I was in a drawdown for the whole day, whereby when price managed to push up, I add more entry. and it put me back on a drawdown, right? Add more entry, things like that. So when it's like this, that's when you need to be careful. Not like sometimes it will move, but when you see, because we trading based off key level, right? Remember the 10 a.m. candle, you want to see what happened before that move started happening. Like yesterday, we came to this key level, so that's why I said it's gonna be a buy, right? And I wanted to buy from up here. Of course, refine my trade from up here so that we can break that key level and keep going up, but that didn't happen. And price came back down, back into this key level and started going up. Then, I won't lie to you, I took a little buy here, which I won't advise anybody to do. That's why I didn't mention anything in the group, because I don't want you to take this kind of trade and you don't know what's going on. You don't have that experience yet. But I kept on sending you guys a screenshot so that you can see what is going on in price. Study it, because I'm going to talk about it today. Okay? So you can see what happened here yesterday. The only reason that I can tell you based on my strategy, right? Based on my strategy, the 10 a.m., it's because we had a key level here, So this key level that we have up here, right? If we had price go up above it, yeah, then we could have gotten a better run, right? But what happened? Price was below it. It was below it. It was below it. It was below. What's going on with my system this morning? I don't have time for all this. But price was below it. I think it's TradingView that is doing that thing. They don't want you guys to hear this information. Are these people listening to me? Are they listening to me? I don't even know. They're listening to me. This is trading. You can't arrest me or anything. I don't know. I'm not doing anything wrong. We've been through we've been through a lot in this training, so I've seen a lot, and I'm gonna share it. So yeah. Anyways, so you can see there's a key level here, right? I don't know if you notice. You can see some things that are acting as if they are loading on my system. So you can see there's a key level here, right? Price came above it, and no, let me draw this thing well. You can see that price. Okay, they're still doing what they're doing. Okay, you can see that price came here and pushed up, right? Then this one reacted and came down. Exactly the same thing I drew for you here. Then you can see that we have inversion here. This doesn't mean every time you see this, it must act like this, all right? It has to come from a very important key level on a high time frame. There was a daily fair value gap up here. There was a daily fair value gap up there, all right? So there was a daily fair value gap up here also. There was some 4-hour liquidity levels and all that. You can go to your chart and look at it, right? But here you can see, you might say, okay, what about this? No, this here is the day that we took a sell. So we sold off this, right? And price came to this key level and it started buying, okay? Started buying up here, all right? So anyways, so let's look at what happened other days. So looking at price the other days, we can clearly see this was the liquidity level inside of that other block that price reacted to. Okay, reacted to this one, then we got this buy. Okay, so you can see here at 10 a.m. This is 10 a.m. here. You want to ask yourself what happened before this. Yeah, we're bullish. What happened? So price went here, came back up, closing back above it, giving us this other block. Let me zoom. Giving us this other block, fair value gap. So what are we gonna do? Gonna come down inside of it, and it's gonna be a buy. You refine it on lower time frame, it's gonna be a buy. Be targeting these highs, all these highs here. All right. So the next day, what happened again? 10 a.m. Where is it? 10 a.m. the next day? That was on Tuesday. So the next day was also a buy. We had a fair value gap somewhere here. I remember everything. We had a fair value gap somewhere here. So you're not just going to just pick any fair value gap, right? You're picking up a fair value gap that is coming from a key level on a higher time frame. Okay, that is like you refining that higher time frame. So this is still our other block. Price came back to it one more time and created the fair value gap. So at 10 a.m., you want to ask yourself what happened. Okay, you want to ask yourself what happened. So you can see what happened here. Price came inside of this, pushed back up, reacted off this and this level. So it's gonna be a buy. All right. So you want to look for the 15 minutes key level. All right. So here's the 15 minutes key level here. They want to trade off from. Remember on Monday, right? On Monday, this was a 15 minutes key level here plus a fair value gap. Other block for plus a fair value gap, it's very, very strong. So here too, we have other block plus fair value gap. So we bought from here and we'll be targeting this highs here. So once you take your trade, you can target this highs, this high, this high. All right, because we're not swinging, we're just catching that 10 o'clock candle. At 10 o'clock candle. So on Wednesday, what happened on Wednesday? 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m. Okay, the 10 a.m. was here. The 10 a.m. was here. So this is what happened on Wednesday. On Wednesday was the day that we didn't have a fair value gap. All right. But based on where price is coming from, we reacted to this just the same way we reacted to this. We reacted to this level here again, and it created an order block. But there was no fair value gap. There was no fair value gap at all. So, but we still have to go with this. We can't sell this because this means nothing. Okay, this fair value gap means nothing. So price push down here and then refine it on lower time frame and start going up from there. All right, start going up from there. I remember this trade. You can see my targets are all still here. I was targeting. So when you go on lower time frame and refine them, you're gonna catch the move. This strategy is very, very simple because it's the same thing that you do every day. There's no way you're doing the same thing every day, every day, every day, every day, and you don't get good at it. Because trust me, there's a day that you go to the market, right? You see exactly something like this. Price reacted to a key level and start forming this, bro. Boom! You just take your trade. You will not even think about it much. There's some kind of trades that I take these days, right? But they're very risky. I don't refine them. I just take that trade. It gives me 40, 50 pips, 30 pips. I close. You understand? I actually took it yesterday, but I'm not here to explain those kind of trade for you. Those kind of trade are the trade that your brain that will develop them for you because they're not strategies, right? But these ones are the powerful ones, right? Like when you master it, there's nothing else you want to look at in the market again. So let's go to the next day. So the next day was 10 a.m. was here. The next day. Okay, yeah. This day was the day we sold. It sold and bought. So we had price come sweep up all these highs, right? Come sweep all this high. So this Thursday and Friday, they have something in common. I'm gonna explain, right? So you can see as price went down, right? Went down here. We had this fair value gap, breaker, inversion fair value gap, right? But when price came back down, it didn't react to anything on high time frame yet. So it's okay to look for a sell. Okay? So that is why I called out a sell here, that we should sell, because we have a key level here. You can see these highs were so smooth, they were all smooth, and this was a sharp turn. So we can sell that. But if you see here, we have two sharp turn, one here, one here. They both came with inversion fair value gap. All right, that's how you know a sharp turn, like a sharp turn, not something like this, go up. No, this doesn't count. It's sharp turn like this. Don't want to see so many candles there. Just 1, 2, 3 candles is enough. 1, 2, 3 candles is enough. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get what I mean, right? So we had that sell. Okay. Then finally, price came here and reacted to this. So let's say you were forcing a buy on this day. You're going to take a loss. Or maybe you just want to target this high. I don't know. But I'm not going to force a buy here because this didn't come. There was nothing on high time frame that it reacted off from. There was nothing. This is when it finally came. And that was the next candle. And I don't trade that candle, no matter what it wants to give. Unless if I'm in a trade before that candle, right? Or there's something that maybe there's a swing trade that I'm looking for, then yeah. But on this last week, there was no serious swing like that. There was no serious swing. I actually had some buys from here, which this move, after I saw this move, right, I closed my buy. I closed those buys and started focusing on just catching those trades, these trades that I'm explaining. So you can see on this day, we had the sell here, and then Friday. So that is it. That is what happened during the week. Nothing else. It's still the same thing that I always explain to you guys. So I think this will be it. Then let's see. If you guys have question on opening price or key levels or something, I think you can comment and ask me, because like some days I will say that I'm gonna talk to you about something, then I'll forget. But trust me, next year is gonna be different. It's gonna be different. I want us to start live trading. All right. I want us to start live trading for those in level 3. We're gonna start live trading. It's not an easy thing to start, especially when you're starting. It's not an easy thing. So I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I've been waiting to get more experience in my trading, because I don't have that many years of experience like others do, right? And even when I started trading, there was some stupid mentor. Sorry to use that name, stupid, but it was some crazy ass guy which he just won the money and he's not ready to teach anything. And I wasted years with him until when I started doing my own thing. You understand? So imagine me teaching myself, mentoring myself. Though I paid many mentors other than him, it was still the same results. You understand? Before you see someone that will come up here every weekend, and be teaching you that same thing, not trying to jump from one fancy thing to another fancy thing, just trying to get more clients, it's very, very difficult. Honestly, it's very, very difficult. So just to appreciate this thing that I'm giving you, really, really appreciate it, because I know the top traders, the top traders that are really consistent with their teaching and all those things, it's very expensive. They won't even come onto YouTube and be doing these things that I'm doing and be giving it out like this. No, you have to join their mentorship and you have to pay huge amounts every month. Every month. They don't even do once off thing. It's monthly. All right. So yeah, this is it, and I'm gonna close this now for YouTube and for for those that are in the group, right? So remember, if you're on level 3, you can text me and I will add you to the Telegram group where I share. I share the setup. This setup, I share them every day. I do share them every day. I share the setups. I'm not just coming here and do review of what I didn't trade. I share these setups every day. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend until we're gonna speak again next week. And while we're preparing for next year is gonna be banger. This year we sowed the seed. Next year we're gonna repeat. We're going to reap this what we sowed.